didn't. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think he gave me everything he had on the ground, and I still kept coming until he caught me with the choke. So, I feel like, maybe he doesn't hit me in the back of the head next time, and maybe we go a few more rounds. And, he didn't intentionally hit me, and that's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It was a legal punch. I definitely turned too hard into the left hook and didn't see his right hand coming. So, I know where I made my mistake, and
yeah.
if I could fight him again this weekend, I would. I seriously would. I mean, we're at the press conference last night, and I was like, man, I would definitely run it back tonight if we could, And he laughed. And he looked at me, and he was like, he knows that I'm sincere about fighting him again, and I definitely feel like I'm on the road back to getting closer to the title, and my coach, he feels like I was a little too antsy. I made just simple mistakes that I had quit making a long time ago, but just came back because I got too anxious,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things that happens. Everybody forgets that it's not a sport where you can write plays and go do your own thing. You definitely have to get in there and work off of your opponent as well. And he was just having a slightly more on point night than you. But one of the questions that the people are asking in the chat room right now is what are the chances of Uriah having to come through Leonard Garcia to get to Mike Brown?
I think there's a possibility in that too. Mike. I mean, Uriah beat Jens. After I had beat him, and that kind of seemed like a fight that didn't really make any sense. And being that Uriah's back on the road to the title, and with the win, I feel like if they felt like he did have to go through me since I just fought for the title, would be actually a fight that I'd love to do also. I've wanted to fight Uriah since day one. So, I would love to do it, man. Like I said, I beg for anybody. I don't care who it is,
Well, I think we all want to see you fight Uriah, because now this is my personal opinion, so anyone listening, this is not coming out of Leonard's mouth, it's coming out of mine, but I feel like you softened Jens up for Uriah. It seemed to me like after you hurt Jens, and I've watched the fight about 150 million times. When you hit Jens, you hurt him, and it wasn't like a standard he wilts like a flower and just falls over. He backed up, shook his head, and he was literally hurt. There was something that happened to him that had never happened to him in any other fight before, and made Jens Pulver second guess what he was about to do. When I watched Uriah fight Jens for the second time, I noticed Uriah caught Jens with a punch. I wouldn't say similar to the punch you caught him with, but in the same general vicinity. And Jens kind of took a step back and did the whole, second guessing, I think I'm kind of hurt. To me, that leads me to believe Leonard Garcia hurt Jens Pulver, and Uriah Faber capitalized on Jens trying to get back in there too soon.
Yeah, and Jens will tell you that himself. He was one of the guys that was special commentating there at the show this weekend, and he touched on that a lot too, because him and Uriah were doing a question and answer, and he definitely told everybody there, that he wasn't the same after the fight with me, and that he definitely jumped in there with Uriah way too soon, and he said that he won't be making any of those mistakes, anytime soon ever again. So I think Uriah's got a tough matchup with either me or Mike. I feel like he doesn't want to fight Mike. I feel like right now, he feels like I came off a tough loss. Maybe he thinks it would be a good fight for him, but hey, like I said, man, I begged for Uriah, I begged for Mike. Yeah, I told them anybody who they believe is in the top 10, just bring them. And I was like, I don't care if I have to fight number 10 all the way back to number 1. I just want top fights. And my goal is to get back, to the title as soon as I can, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to get there. I feel like I had a really poor showing, and if I had a rewind button, I'd press it. It's just I can't do anything about it. Believe me, man. I sat up all night trying to figure out a way to go back and I'll fix it. But you know, the only way I can see is you know, making corrections in camp and going out and you know, beating somebody up in June, man, and you know, making people forget what happened last night.
Oh yeah. Well, that's just, there's no way to rewind it. All you can do is you know, set your pace forward and train for that and check it out. We got a caller on the line if you want to take a call with me. Would that be cool? All right.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that. Sometimes we got douchebags that call in and out like jackasses.
Oh yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to see if this is legit or not. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Hello. Be me? Would that be me?
Yes.
Is that me? Oh, hey.
Yeah, you're on the air with Leonard Garcia. All right, and they hung up. So great, fantastic. What a jackass! If you're gonna call in, make sure you have a question ready for Leonard Garcia, or I'm just gonna hang up on you because his time and my time are not time to be wasted. Leonard, there's a couple things about your career that I want to ask you as far as moving forward. Now you've mentioned that you want to fight anybody in the top 10, and that's where you want to set your goals. And you would fight Uriah, you'll fight, you know, Mike or whoever they throw at you. Here's my question to you: strategically, and this is no easy out answer in this one. Strategically for you, who do you think would be the best fight for the fans to watch you fight? You know, who would be a good match for you, a good show for you, and a good win for you?
I would say the biggest fight for me, like the one that would definitely blow it back up to where it would be a title thing would be Uriah Faber or Jose Aldo.
Exactly. I was waiting on you to say Jose Aldo.
Yeah, Jose is a good stand-up guy. He sits in the pocket. He trades. I feel like I do really, really, really good against stand-up guys because I don't have fear of them taking me down and scoring points that way. I feel like if it's, you know, all on, you know, we're gonna be judged all on our feet, I can put my kickboxing game into it, and I think me and Jose would put on a great fight for the crowd. You know, I don't think there would be any time to breathe, you know, in there with a guy like him, and there'd be a lot of great back and forth action. We'd have to see which one of us possesses more power, you know, and you know, he's a top 10 guy, and believe me, I threw his name in the hat many times last night also. You know, also Wagner Fabiano's out there. I threw his name in there. I told him anybody. I said anybody who they think is in the top 10. But you know, I think Uriah or Jose would definitely put me on the road back to the title.
Oh, definitely. That's what everybody in the chat room right now is saying is that Jose Aldo would be the one for you to do, and basing it off of a show for the fans and what people think that your best matchup would be. You answered that question 100% correct. I mean, when you actually sync up with your fans and you know what they want, so that's a good quality in a fighter. Don't take any more of your time, man. I really do appreciate you coming on, and like I said before, you're always my favorite guest to have on the show. Now that it's no longer MMA Radicals Live anymore, we might just start calling it the Leonard Garcia Hour. Since we spend so much time talking to you or about you.
Cool, man. Oh, I appreciate you, man. And like I said, you know, you're one of the guys who always sticks by me and you know, that never lets me get down on myself for too long, man. I appreciate you calling me. You know, you helped me talk about it, and like they said, man, everything helps, and I appreciate you, man. And just know, you know, I'm gonna be back, and I'm gonna be back stronger. And you know, next time we talk on this show, you know, we're gonna be just talking to people, telling them how crazy it is that Leonard Garcia is getting another title shot right away, man. So,
it ain't that crazy, Leonard. All you got to do is business.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. We'll see you later. Thanks. All right, Leonard Garcia on the Tussle Fight Gear Gas Line.